Oh, and the Philippines are, the Volcanoes are clearly riled up there. There's some big pieces of meat on that field there. Wouldn't you say, Ruan?
Yeah, James. Some big boys there from both teams. It seems like both teams pretty well conditioned and ready for this first matchup of the Asia 2019 Division 1 Cup.
Here we've got the Sri Lankan team lineup, minus my poor pronunciation. Who do you think is going to be influential in this game, Ron?
Well, if you look there at number 8, who is playing currently at lock, but the number 8 with the number 4 jersey today, Amalka Gunaratne, he is definitely a player to look out for. I saw the team warming up before the match, and he is an influential player.
Yeah, bringing his influence and experience to the team. There's a lot of Philippines have a lot of young players in their lineup, if I'm not incorrect.
Yeah, they're in the squad. They have a possible 10 players making their debut over this next 4 fixtures. So definitely a young team. For the Philippines team, someone to look out for is Tim Alonzo Berry from the 7th squad, and off we are.
Great, and that's a lovely kickoff from Daniel Matthews. It's fielded by Sri Lanka, immediately forming a ruck inside their 22. They'll want to clear it from here. It's a bit of a squib kick there off the right boot, and that's gone out inside their own 22. Not the clearance Sri Lanka would have wanted. A lot of pressure from the start from the Volcanoes.
Definitely not the way they would have wanted to start off their first game. Already on defense, but a good attacking position now for the Philippines.
Yeah, this is exciting for the Volcanoes. They take that ball easily, drop it off the back of the line out. Oh, and that's a big, nice run from their big number 14 up the middle. The ball's quickly out there, nicely recycled. Big lock forward, making contact in the first receiver channel. A little inside, outside from the scrum half, Tim Berry, who's been on the 7th circuit himself. And the Volcanoes have a lot of momentum here approaching the line. Berry gets it out to Matthews. It's out to the centres. Easy straighten and over for the first point of the game inside the first minute. The Volcanoes have scored. They're bringing the heat for sure.
Good try there by Robert Fogarty, the inside centre for the Philippines. Immediately from the start, within the first minute, Philippines are up, taking it on, and really just putting Sri Lanka under a lot of pressure. And good run, good step, 3-on-2. It's always going to be a try.
Yeah, you can see the Sri Lankan team just got sucked in by that dummy runner there. I think perhaps that player was appealing for an obstruction call there, but the referee was having absolutely none of it as Fogarty crossed the line.
We have Daniel Matthews on 10. He is lining up for the kick to make it 7-0 in the first 2 minutes of this game.
It's a bit of a breeze at the stadium today. It doesn't look like it's too powerful on the field with the corner flag staying fairly still. So shouldn't be too tough a kick, despite being from almost on the sideline here.
Yeah, a slight breeze. Actually, is kicking against the wind here. The field has been quite wet. It's been a rainy couple of days, so it might be a little bit heavy under the foot, but it will not affect the kicking today.
Ron, I believe you were a kicking coach for 6 years. I'd like to hear your critique of this form.
Form was really good using the wind, but unfortunately just not curving back enough. But still 5-0 for the Philippines. In my professional opinion, that was a good strike.
Great. So Sri Lanka got the kickoff here. The Tuskers bring it up to the line. I'd like to see them with the ball in hand here. See what they have to bring to the table.
Yeah, first couple of minutes of the game. Unfortunately, it all started from that kick, which just didn't gain the meters that he really wanted. So the kickoff there, good fielding there from the Philippines.
It's gone nice and deep, close to the line. The clearance kick's been charged down. Matthews has it. He's been taken down on his own 5 meter. Who's going to clear this kick? Looks like Fogarty's back in the pocket, but a penalty for the Sri Lankan team not rolling away from the ruck.
Yeah, Sri Lanka went there for the counter ruck. They put on the pressure on the Philippines. They knew that's the danger zone. It's 5 meters from the try line. But unfortunately, just breaking the law there and get a penalty against them.
It's always a bit of a tough call. It looked like Madhushankar was caught under the man he had tackled, but you need to make an effort to get away.
It was a fantastic line-out kick there from the penalty, almost on the 10-meter line. So once again, good open space, line-out play, and Philippines will go at it again.
Oh, it's an overthrow there from the Philippines. Sri Lanka managed to field it, breaking up field. Nice little man off the shoulder, another man off the shoulder. This is exciting rugby that they're bringing. Oh, a fairly quick recycle. They've gone out right. Pretty isolated though, but the Sri Lankan men do enough to get back. There was a little bit of a collision of Sri Lankan men running into each other. That pass is unfortunately knocked forward. So we have a scrum down for the Volcanoes here. They seem to be fairly pleased with themselves. They're happy about the heat they're bringing to this.
Yeah, you can see them cheering each other on after that. The defense are good. The defense is good, actually, and they're just cheering it on, making sure, listen, let's keep the intensity up. Let's keep on pushing like this. Sri Lanka, maybe last year not playing any Asia rugby. Some jitters at the start of the game. They should probably just settle down.
Yeah, I mean, they are showing a little flash of what they could do. A couple half line breaks and men running off the shoulder. That might be the rugby that they're trying to play. It's that lovely support lines and just pops off the shoulder. A big scrum from the Volcano. Sri Lanka cannot take that. They've got the penalty advantage. The ball's popped off the 8. Up to Berry. He goes right. That's Olivier with the one-handed pass out the back. The ball rolls into touch, though, so we'll come back for the penalty from the scrum.
Yeah, good attempted offload there from Olivier. He tried to send it out. They had the penalty advantage. He knew he could risk it. But just not a good take.
Yeah, the pass was great. Showing some real skill there, but it was Young who was unable to hold on to it. They'll kick for touch again here, and we're probably going to get a line around about the 22. Oh, a little bit ambitious from me. More like the 10-meter line. Volcano's ball just inside the Sri Lankan 10.
Probably the wind affecting that one this time around. So once again, Philippines have the ball. Once again, they're probably going to rush it, keeping it at the front, making sure they get the ball.
Oh, that's a lovely line there from Young. That time he manages to hold on to the ball in contact. A little shift out from the number 4. The forwards playing in nice little pods of 3 together. They look really well organized with forward pods standing off the ruck there. They're coming up. This is going to be a pick and drive, surely. There we go. They go left, and they're absolutely shunted back by the Sri Lankan boys. Another pod's ready to go. This time they go right. They're brought down. The Sri Lankan men trying to get over the ball. Another pod, this time left. They're just playing pick and drive, old school rugby. The ball's sent out left. Fogarty puts a little kick through into the Sri Lankan 22. There's a man chasing it. Young's right on it. Well, he almost gets to it. But the Sri Lankan man is back, and he receives it inside his own 5-meter line. This is going to be a 22 dropout.
Philippines playing positively, risking a kick here and there, and it almost worked out.
Yeah, it's exciting to see. I like to see the ball going to the foot for little chips through. Just in the stadium, we're starting to see some schools and some rugby teams arriving here for this exciting fixture and getting ready for the host team who are going to play next.
Sending the ball away from Willie Fear to the right, and we have Jim Coveney going in there. It's been quick ball from Tim Berry throughout this game from scrums and from the rucks.
Yeah, Tim Berry's right there. He's prepared, and as much as his forwards are clearing out the ball, he's able to quickly recycle it. I think we'll find with the conditioning, the Philippines are going to try to keep pace up here. That'll be their game. Fogarty once again making an impact. Just tacklers rolling off them. They're really struggling to hold on. That time it was his opposite man, Reza Rafaeddin, who's struggling to hold on. Berry passes out right then. Nice little forward pod. They send it out the back, but it's a bad pass. Sri Lanka have it. Oh no, they've knocked it on. Olivier has it. He kicks it through. Sri Lanka have the ball again. Advantage is over. What are they going to do? Attack. This is exciting rugby.
A good takedown there from Olivier again. Yeah, it's exciting rugby. Unfortunately, a missed opportunity there for Sri Lanka. The one time the Philippines make a mistake, and they just couldn't use that mistake for their own.
It's early yet. I'd like to see them get some points on the board. And they've got some men out here. He's got a man outside of him. He managed to ship it off, but it's an awful pass. But the wing stays on his feet. They're struggling to bring him down, spinning out of tackles. He's eventually brought down. Weeraratne passes the ball out. They're using their big forwards up in the center of the field. Nice clean over, and they're going back left. They've got an overlap if they can use it, but they absolutely can't. The men overrun it. The Philippines is over that ball, but illegally so. And Sri Lanka have a penalty. I think they'll kick for the corner here.
Yeah, I would think they go for the corner, but it seems like he's showing to the post there to the referee. Yep.
Yeah,
We're
well-
both wrong on that one, James.
Well, it is the sensible decision. So let's see. What advice would you, as a kicking coach of 6 years, give this man before his kick?
I would say aim for the middle. That seems like pretty good advice.
I mean, you must have been an insightful coach.
I delivered some proper kicks once in a while. Yeah, Sri Lanka now has the opportunity to put the first 3 points on the board. Philippine defense is strong. They're really pushing that defense line and rushing up where there was for example, a 3-on-1 overlap, but rush defense, getting the player down before he could even make the pass.
Yeah, and Sri Lanka are close. There's some quick hands there. It could just undo this rush defense, seeing as they do seem to have men out wide. And that's a beautiful kick. He obviously followed your advice, Ron, and aimed for the middle of the post, and he's got it over for 3 points.
Yeah, his technique's really good. I might have coached him before. I never know.
There we go. Kids, if you're watching this at home, remember, aim for the middle of the post. So Philippines play Sri Lanka. Philippines up 5-3.
It's the same as with golf. Keep your head down all the time.
There we go. Keeping his head down, Matthews takes off the kick. It's wonderfully fielded by the Sri Lankan lock, being lifted by the big prop there. Weeraratne puts a kick through. He's got a man chasing it. Looks like he was just on... Oh! He almost puts in a big hit, but luckily the Philippine man actually misses the ball altogether. The Philippines have it back. They've shipped it out left. It's Young. Oh, it's not Young. It's Stevenson who's carrying it up that side. Now Fogarty's got the ball back. The Philippines looks under pressure here.
Yeah, they've spread the ball wide. There was an opportunity, but they were just a little bit isolated at that point, and the support couldn't get there in time. Luckily for them, they won the penalty, and it's a good opportunity for them to get some points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, they did look under pressure, but it's easy to put pressure on someone when you're offside, I suppose. So the Philippines really bringing it. They kick for the line. Sri Lanka managed to keep it in field. Oh, that's very lucky. They're passing it left. Got a big man here. He ships it out. Oh, but it's an awful pass. Oh, and that's the big number 7 there. Hernandez from the Philippines, who absolutely manhandles the Sri Lankan man.
Hernandez got hit back a couple of minutes ago, and I think he's coming back for revenge. He has had some couple of good rucks and a good defense as well.
Oh, this time the Sri Lankan clearance is much more respectable, well outside their own 22, right near the halfway line. Could have another line out. Philippines Volcanoes ball, and look at that bit of skill there. Just absolute awareness of where he is on the field to be able to catch and flick it back into field.
Good athletic skills there, but that's a kick that should have gone out. It's a penalty. You easily made 30 meters, but unfortunately just not kicking it out.
Just a bit greedy with the ball, perhaps, with the yardage. Oh, Fogarty running up that nice middle line again. He loves to take it crash, doesn't he? The ball pops out, though. A little kick through from the Sri Lankans. And it's rolled out inside the Philippines 22. It's going to be a Philippine line out about 15 meters out from the try line.
There is no doubt that Sri Lanka will try and put the Philippines under pressure now, get a turnover ball, or at least put Daniel Matthews under pressure and get him to put a ball out within the 22 and attack from there.
Yeah, let's see what this Sri Lankan chase is. They're contesting at the line out. Oh, it doesn't look like a straight throw, and yeah, absolutely a skew throw. Oh, no. Is that the call?
Time off there for the ref.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a little injury here. Or a chat. What's happening? Oh, a little conversation. It's always good to get to know the other people in the field. And it looks like...
we have Timothy Weheni coming on.
Timothy Bohani taking the field?
Yeah, I saw...
Ellis Rudder?
Yeah, or Ellis Rudder. I saw Vincent Young on the sideline earlier getting attention from the medical staff, and I think it's him that went off. The quick wing from the Philippines.
I don't know what could have happened there. But yeah, it does look like Rudder has taken the field. He's set up on the left wing there, slapping his shoulders. But Sri Lanka has the ball here. Nice scrum. It's quickly fed out. Oh, they're shipping it wide. It's a nice straight line from the number 13. Got a lot of support there. Sri Lanka need to just calm it down and play some simple rugby to take it to the try line here.
Yeah, Sri Lanka has some big forwards. I think they should just keep it tight for a couple of phases. Keep pushing, like exactly like that, making 2-3 meters with every phase.
Oh, nice, simple stuff. Look at this big boy here. He's absolutely happy to take it up to the line. That's big Gunnar Ratne, the number 4, playing number 8. Another bash here. Sri Lanka are just going to keep bashing it, playing like the elephants, the tuskers that they are, right? Another big bash, this time from Praveen. They're going to ship it right this time. Oh, the ball goes out right. They've got men on the outside. Oh, he could be pushed into touch here, but no, it's secured. Philippines are not contesting that ruck at all. They're just happy to defend and keep smashing Sri Lanka. Oh, that's a nice low tackle. He's done very well to hold on to that. It looked like he was going to drop it. Weerarutne sends it out to another big forward who just absolutely sends Samuel Bennett's back. Somehow it's come out there, and look at that man over the line. But unfortunately, it's been knocked on. So while he's sitting there with the ball, no try. It's going to be scrummed down to the Volcanoes.
It was almost a really happy moment there for the hooker, Prasath Marasanka. He had an open try line and no one chasing him. But unfortunately for him, just slight knock on.
Watch that. He knocks it forward. He picks it up. He's over the line. He rolls about there in his joy.
And still ask the ref the question of why? Why is this not a try?
Any rugby player knows that's a good tactic. The football equivalent is, of course, scream at the referee, but a good rugby player just says, "Oh, surely, sir, surely." And we set up for another scrum. Can't help but feel the Volcanoes got away with that. Sri Lanka did seem to have a little bit of danger in that, and if they'd just been calm, who knows, they might have got over that line.
Yeah, and I don't think the Philippines will have a problem having a scrum. They've been dominating the scrum so far, as you can see, again, trying to milk a penalty out of this, as they do almost get.
It's going to be reset. The referee's called it. Both sides went up there, so we're just going to get a nice little reset. But the turf is really already being turned up here. There's some large fellows on that field, and the scrum is doing considerable damage. It looks like, is that Madusanka who's down? The man who just went over for the try of sorts, and looks like he's needing a little bit of a rest and some attention.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure there in the front of the scrum, especially from the front row of the Philippines, with Mercado, Callahan, and Eriksson. 3 big boys in the front row, and they're really putting Sri Lanka under pressure in scrum time.
Yeah, and it's tough. It seems that the Philippines are just better drilled at the scrum. You know, I think to most people watching rugby, except for the big heavies themselves, the scrum is a bit of a mystery. We're not quite sure how it works. But the Philippines seem to be doing something right.
Yeah, it's always about size, but technique as well.
Scrum coach as well as kicking coach?
I'm asking you the question. You have the size, but maybe not the technique there, James.
Or the talent. Okay, Barry's got another feed. Barry's got a feed now. That's a nice easy scrum for the Philippines. There we go. And Matthews. Oh, that's a lovely clearance kick. This time it'll go out. Around about the 10-meter line for a Sri Lankan throw. They're 40 meters out. What do you think they can conjure up on attack here?
Well, we've seen what worked for them. Keeping it with the forwards, it seems like it's working. They're not scared of taking the ball up, and they make a couple of meters every time they go. As you can see, the Philippines, they don't counter-ruck. They're just happy to defend and stand back. Whereas, Sri Lanka, they do not need to commit so many people. And that's actually a take from the Philippines, and a penalty, pulling down the man in the air. That is dangerous play.
Yeah, Sri Lanka called up for dangerous play here. Just judging from a couple of the way those boys are moving around the field, they seem to be a little bit tired. A little bit of a worrying sign so early in the first game of this tournament.
Yeah, and it's not like it's hot today or that humid, so maybe just a little bit intense. It's been quite an exciting 17 minutes so far, but we still have a long time to go. And at this point, we're neck and neck.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much as close as a rugby game can be. 2 points in it. But now the Volcanoes have a throw in. Oh, look at that beautiful steal. He just gets up in front of him, easily grabs it in both hands, with the Sri Lankan man bringing him down there.
But unfortunately, Gunnar Ratne just grabbing him there, wrapping his arms around, and that is illegal.
Well, this time the Volcanoes only managed to knock it back. Barry's not under much pressure though, so he's happy to field it, do a little step, and take it into contact. This time there's a penalty to Sri Lanka there. And do you think they'll go for poles here? It's quite far out, but yeah, they've opted for poles, and based on that last kick, which had considerable distance on it, I think he can make this one.
Yeah, I think he can. The previous kick was really good, and he had more than enough distance on it, so I would think he can make it. And he immediately told the captain, like, I'm taking this.
Great. Yeah, it's the confidence you want to see from a kicker, isn't it? Just so willing to line it up.
I believe that's Daniel Matthews.
No,
Oh, sorry.
it's Madawantha, I think.
Manawanta, yeah.
If it was Daniel Matthews, we'd be very confused as to why he's kicking for the opposition team. It's a lovely strike from Madawantha. He's definitely got the distance, but it looks like it's gone to the right of the poles there. But that's promising. If they can knock it over from, I mean, he had another 6 meters in there. If they can knock it over from anywhere within 55 meters range, 60 meters range, that's the Philippines better be careful about how they concede penalties.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit worrying for the Philippine team, knowing that he has that distance. They should be careful anywhere between under 60 meters.
Yeah, so we've got a 22 drop out here. Matthews hoists it up, but it's easily fielded there by the Sri Lankan men. He's just running across the field. He's trying a Matt Ghetto, and he seems to have found some space. He's got a man outside him. He doesn't need him though. Instead, he knocks it on in the tackle. Doesn't look like the referee's seen it. So play on. The Volcanoes have the ball. Barry's got it. He ships it out to his forwards. Almost an intercept. That's a hospital pass if I've ever seen one. A little bit of a head wrap there, and So he's been called up for the arm around the neck. And the Volcanoes have another ball. I feel like Sri Lanka are allowing the Volcanoes a lot of penalties already. That's probably 5 or 6 conceded.
Yeah, Sri Lanka should be careful that a card might come soon. There's been a couple of penalties for the Philippines, but the Philippines hasn't really made any progress from all the penalties that they received. It's still 5-3. First try scored in the first minute, and that's it.
And speak of not making progress there, another kick that doesn't quite make touch. This time, we need no amazing skills to keep it in field. And Sri Lanka are happy to run this from their own line here. This is very much a running back line. But they brought down, probably could keep shipping it. Just a couple more passes on the outside would open this game up a little bit. Sri Lanka going to use their forward pods. No, that's just a dummy line. Nice little kick. Did the Philippines get a hand on it?
Doesn't seem like it.
It's out on the full, and we'll have Volcanoes line out about 50 meters out from their try line.
Yeah, that's the second penalty from Matthews that hasn't gone out, and it's just a waste of a penalty actually. Rather tap and go if you don't want to put it out, because you're just giving the ball to the opposition.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a basic error, which you wouldn't expect at this level, but, things are a little bit cagey. It's early on in a game like this. A little bit of an overthrow, but the ref has had enough. He's calling men in here. He wants to have a chat with the captain. I think he'll be making a statement about not pulling people down in the lineup. There's been a couple already, and just that little head wrap over there that perhaps indicates a little bit of dangerous play coming in from the Sri Lankans.
Yeah, the captain having a word with his team there, just telling them, boys, keep the discipline. We don't want to play with 14 players against a full Philippine side of 15. It's just going to put ourselves under pressure if we do that.
Okay, so we've got another throw in here from Sam Callahan. Nice and easy. Barry passes out. And that's our replacement player, Rudder, who takes it up in the crash there. Barry passes it out to Bennett, who gets it out. On the other wing, we have Coveney, who puts it to boot, but that rolls out into touch.
Yeah, I felt he should have ran that one and not kicked it. Keep the ball in hand, keep the possession. That's the problem.
Yeah, the possession's changing hands really easy. I'd like to see at least one team build some phases here and actually look like they intend on holding on to the ball. A nice little short line out.
Good take there from Sri Lanka.
To the front. They're going to clear this, probably from the back of the maul. Oh, not at all. Passes out to the 10, who puts it on the foot, puts it onto the boot. Lovely clearance kick. That'll be about 40 meters out.
Yeah, good clearance kick, and again the Philippines so close, but just not using the ball in hand and losing it.
Yeah, but they have another opportunity to run it in. It's like they're being given 100. Both teams are being given 100 chances here, but neither of them are really taking it. It's a little bit bewildering. We've got the number 7 there, Hernandez, making that tackle. He looks like he's one of the Dothraki with that ponytail. A lovely little drive there from the Sri Lankans, and they ship it left. There's a man on the inside, but he doesn't want to use him. Happy to take contact, and a Sri Lankan man down right in traffic there, which you can't see on your screens, but that's a little bit worrying. He seems to be holding his head or his ribs there. Little chip kick there from Sri Lanka, but easily fielded. They have to keep the ball in hand here. Now they have penalty advantage, so they're going to come back for that. But one team at least has to take ownership of this ball if they're going to make this game their own.
Yeah, there's been some scrappy play for the last couple of minutes. Losing a lot of ball, not using the ball when they do have it in hand, and that is why the score is still 5-3. Not using the penalties correctly, and so on.
I wonder what the injury is here. Oh, it looks like it's... is it his ribs? Could be. That is, of course, Madawantha, the number 10, who scored their 3 points for them.
It's good to see him back on his feet. He looks okay. Just maybe taking a little break.
Just having a little rest.
Yeah.
Slowing down the pace of this game even further. While the game hasn't been quick, it has been frantic. I could definitely say that, right?
Yeah, it has been frantic. It's just a little bit scrappy, and there's not a lot of game plan and a lot of structure in this game so far. It seems like, well, we will play forwards when we have the forwards close by, we'll play backs when we have the backs close by, and that's just the structure they've been using for the last 25 minutes.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing to see. This is the opening game of the tournament. You'd want to see the top ranked side and the defending champions really stake ownership on this game and play it the way that they want to.
Yeah, these are the two favorites to win this championship, as Sri Lanka is the top team and Philippines are defending champions.
Yeah. So we got a little knock on there from Sri Lanka in the line out, and the Philippines have another scrum. This must be the sixth scrum of the game? 7th scrum?
Yeah, probably. There's been the line out from Sri Lanka hasn't been that good. There's been a couple of overthrows. They conceded a couple of penalties so far. Lineouts and the scrums have not been good for Sri Lanka, as the Philippines are dominating them at scrum time. So I don't think the Philippines again will have a problem having a scrum against them and trying to milk another penalty.
Yeah, they should get a penalty from that. That's immediately collapsed on the one side, and there's the penalty for the dropped elbow. I'm citing my scrum knowledge there. For the penalty for the dropped elbow. So we've got another opportunity to clear into touch and another line out coming.
Let's hope Daniel Matthews can put this out, and it is out this time, making sure of it. You do not need to gain 50 meters every time. Gaining 20 is a lot easier than running for 20. And pushing through and breaking tackles.
Yeah, I think some of the running has been taking its toll on some of these players. They seem to have heaving chests and bellies as they take to the field. Another nice run from Fogarty, running up in that very direct 12 channel as he's been running it.
Solid defense.
Berry gets it out. Constantly the Philippines have 2 or 3 forwards as options there. Matthews ships it out. Olivia gets it into Rudder. Olivia's in support. He's going to get over this ball. Rudder didn't look like he was held in the tackle, but his support is in there. Oh, there we go. Hernandez with his big ponytail. Berry passes it out. Matthews. Oh, he gets absolutely crunched by a big Sri Lankan forward there. Berry's struggling to get it out of this ruck. So Sri Lanka have won it. Just physical dominance leading into that ruck, and it's very hard to hold on to it. This is I don't know how many turnovers we've had happen here. I'd say that's probably 4 phases, and that's probably been one of the longer periods of play without a turnover.
It has, but it was solid defense and hard defense there from the Sri Lankan team. Every hit was hard, pushing them back a meter or two, and Philippines could just not handle the pressure, and Sri Lanka won the penalty.
Yeah, if we look at it again closely, the Sri Lankan men getting over the ball there. But once again, Madusanka taking a rest. I really think that there he is walking. I think that jog to the line earlier for the try that didn't quite happen took it out of him.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit disappointed.
Maduwantha's lining up another kick that also from inside their own half. He's definitely got the distance. It's just about whether or not he gets the line right this time.
As he lines up. Good strike again.
Lovely chase. It doesn't look like it's going to make it this time. This time to the left. He's overcompensated for the last error. So the Philippines... lovely little error there. Ball bouncing off the back of someone's head. He got falconed. You didn't see it on screen, but it's always good to see a falcon. And Matthews lining up for his third 22 dropout of the game. Oh, he's taken it nice and high this time, and they've managed to retrieve their own ball. Maybe this is an indicator that they're wanting to hold on to possession instead of just losing it as they have and kicking it away.
Yeah, not kicking deep this time, trying to field back the ball, trying to get ball in hand and get their possession statistics up.
Okay, 3 forwards right at the front there. They're going to bash it up. They're probably just going to set up some phases with a few more bashes. This time they're pumping pistons here, going right this time. Oh, no, he's put it high. A fairly decent chase. Fogarty was set for an absolute crunching tackle, but he doesn't have to because Coveney manages to bring down the Sri Lankan wing. There's a lot of pressure from the Volcanoes at ruck time. Sri Lanka managed to get the ball back. They're running into the big white wall that's in front of them. You can see bodies just piling into their ruck. It's absolutely messy. And that defensive line is continuing to just shoot up as quickly as possible, not allowing Sri Lanka to get any go-forward ball there. Lovely hands from Madawantha, who picks it up to the ground and then manages to pass it out.
I don't think
Miraratne is struggling to get the ball. The Volcanoes have managed to turn it over. There's a lot of play happening on the ground there. The ref is having absolutely none of it. He's blown his whistle. He's going to the pocket. And, Madawantha, the kicker, the number 10, he's going to go have a little 10-minute rest on the side.
That is a big blow for Sri Lanka. Their kicker not out now for 10 minutes. But it all started there with the number 9, Tim Berry. An aimless kick. Luckily for the Volcanoes, they managed to get it back, and now they have a penalty and a possible 3 points. But that could have easily been something else. If Berry had kicked that ball, Sri Lanka counter-attack, it could have resulted in a try. But fortunately enough for Philippines, they have a penalty, I would say about 40 meters out and heading for posts.
Yeah, it's Matthews' opportunity to take a kick for 3 from long range. Let's show what he's got to showcase off the tee. Let's see what he's got to showcase off the tee.
Good strike there from Matthews. Straight down the middle, and what a brilliant kick. Philippines are up. We are at 8 for the Philippines, 3 to Sri Lanka. It's a good strike there from the fly half there of the Philippines. Good easy points. And, well, they're up by 5 now.
Oh, beautiful high hoist off the kickoff there from Sri Lanka. Oh, it's knocked on into their own player, so that'll be a penalty against the Volcanoes. Sri Lanka have a penalty. Their kicker is off the field now, so I wonder if they'll go for poles or for the corner.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult decision there for the captain. It seems like they're going for the line.
But they need to score some points, being 5 down at the moment. So they've set themselves up with a nice attacking line out, 10 meters out from the line. What would you do here? Do you think that we're set for a drive?
Well, as a forward, I would always say, even if you're 50 meters out, we can drive it to the line, James. That's not a problem.
Some substitutions coming on the field here. It looks like Feeney is coming on. Is he coming on for Hernandez, who's walking? No, Hernandez is just coming to greet him. It's always good to have a welcoming party. And Sri Lanka are making some small changes in order to get the right men on the field.
Yeah, some early changes here for both teams.
So Sri Lanka setting that drive just as we forwards here predicted. They're making closer to the line. You can't see from that angle, but it's very close to the touch line. Very, very close. They managed to control the ball at the back of the maul. They should make the line here, but they've lost momentum. He doesn't quite make it.
And he's
over. He's over. That's Madusanka, the big man. He was denied the try for his knock-on earlier, but this time he's got over. He's not sitting on the floor. This time he's standing up and celebrating. And look at the state of him.
He is a unit. He made sure he got that one. Sri Lanka had the penalty advantage. He just pushed through, and a good call there from the ref. He was right on the spot. He could see it being scored. And good job, Sri Lanka.
Lovely. I love the way he rolled out of that tackle there and then rolled onto the ball on the floor. Look at him strutting his stuff back to the halfway line. He's almost taking a lap of victory. He's doing it so slow. A happy man there, Madusanka.
Now we're lining up for the kick as their first kicker is off. Let's see how they do with this conversion. It is Vijay Singha, and he will take the kick for Sri Lanka to put them in the lead for the first time in this match.
Here in Chinese Taipei, here in Taiwan, we would say that the score at the moment is very auspicious with 2-8s. A lovely chase from Fogarty. He's right up there, but that kick looks amazing. Easy kick from the touchline, 2 points. Sri Lanka have taken the lead, 10 points to 8. And I have to say that the Volcanoes have only themselves to blame at this point. They've had many opportunities and been in many good positions, but they just haven't capitalized on all the ball that they've had.
Yeah, most certainly. And now the Philippines also knows that Sri Lanka has 2 good kickers in their team. It doesn't matter which one's off.
Oh, you see the strength there from that Sri Lankan prop forward. He did an absolute Tendayam Tawarira, the way he held that man up there. Beautiful chase. Thought it was going to be a bigger hit than that. But the ball's popped out. Lovely offload. They got to ship it right. And again, it's got to go again. No, but Vijay Singh has gone inside. He's brought down. They're right near the 22. We're right near. Ships it out right. Passes out right. He's brought back. But there's absolutely no depth in the Sri Lankan attack. They're playing too quickly for their own good at this point. Still, their forwards are way too flat. They managed to receive the ball. Lovely handoff on Hernandez. So strong on his feet, but he's brought down. Weerarutne is there. We're on about the 4th phase here. He's going for a drop goal. Absolute shocker.
He risked it there. Drop goal, I don't think that was the best choice, unfortunately. They had the ball.
They didn't even have advantage.
They did not.
Are they tired? I'm a little bit confused.
The forwards do look tired. They can't fall back quick enough. But look at that strong Sri Lankan player really just protecting his player. And that is exactly how the beast from Tawarira did it a while ago.
I think that's Jason Mulder. He's an absolute unit. If you see him off the field, he is absolutely huge, just dwarfing human beings around him. Lovely pass out there. He puts it to the foot there, puts it to the boot, but easily fielded inside for Olivier. He passes to Matthews. Matthews got a good boot on him too. Once again fails to make touch. And this time Sri Lanka decide they're going to run it up the field. This Vijay Singha, he's brought down on his own 10-meter line. Weerarutne looks like he's ready to put it to the boot. Yeah, the forwards are setting up for a box kick, but who's going to chase that? No one.
No one's chasing.
Oh,
It's
no.
just a little bit too slow on that chase. The kick was too far. But luckily for Sri Lanka, they got the ball back. Running to the side, they have a knock-on advantage. And a big hit.
Oh, and we're getting feisty out there with the Philippine boys putting a little bit of a shove in on the Sri Lankans. They're having absolutely none of it. Tempers are heated. The magma is overflowing from the volcanoes.
It's always good seeing some handbags flying in a game. It's been quite an intense match, and they are riled up. That's number 4 there for Sri Lanka, who is playing on number 8, Gunaratne. He is furious.
There we go. There was a nice opportunity up the line from Amir Singha. There we go. And this is where things get tense here. This is with Bandara. He's just pushed. He says, "Not in my house, son." But the Volcano said, "Oh, actually, temper this. Let's just calm this down and play some rugby." A good example for the fans at home.
Yes, exactly. Let's keep it cool. Let's keep it calm. It's the first game of this championship.
But a good indication that of the physicality that could come.
That's true, but Sri Lanka has picked up their game after they scored the try.
Yeah,
and
tails are up.
3 minutes before halftime, they would love to get a score before halftime.
What I'd love to see here, not the most logical thing, but would be Gunaratne take the ball as he does, actually. Weeraratne is not able to receive to the back of the line. There was an ad at the back of the rack, absolutely messy, and the Volcanoes have the ball. It's a big white wall shunting their way forward here. They've really staked claim to this. Matthews swings it out to Fogarty, and the ball's being passed out and out. Olivier, he steps inside, decides to change direction of the attack, even though he had a man outside of him, but he gets absolutely munched. The Sri Lankans are hungry, and they've come for lunch. Lovely tackle. Nice example there to tackle nice and low. However, it looks like someone's coming from an offside position to make that tackle. But tempers are flaring, and the big tackles are starting to happen.
From the commentary box outside of your screens, we can see both Sri Lanka and the Volcanoes there. The forwards are getting up slowly. They're getting up really slowly. It's been a tough, busy first half. There's been a lot of scrums, and there's been a lot of rucks, and it just seems like it's taking its toll.
Yeah, we know how tough scrums can be on a big forward pack, and there are some sizable units on this field today. Although surprisingly mobile for some hefty fellows. A nicely contested line out. The Philippines set up a maul, and they're driving forward.
Philippines showing Sri Lanka there, you can maul, as can we. Little bit sloppy, not as intense. Yeah, sending it back to the back line now. Hitting it there in the centers. They do have a man out wide. They send it wide.
This is Rudder. Oh, but he's brought down.
Good support there from the back line. Ball is back and, isolated.
Absolutely crucial tackle from Gunaratne there. The number 4 playing number 8. Vital tackle from him, because there were men outside, and if that Philippine player had managed to get the ball away. And another one. These boys are bringing the pain. That was Gunaratne again. He's a big hitter.
Good physicality there from Sri Lanka. It's just a little bit aimless running at this point.
And you've got to question what they're doing. They were setting lovely pods earlier and securing the ball, but and then we say that, and Hernandez finds himself in space. Beautiful footwork there to best the defenders. Berry goes himself. He's through the middle. That's that 7th talent he has. He's over the line. Berry with a lovely try from the base of the ruck.
Yeah, they had a 3-on-1 overlap on the right, but he did not need it. He saw a gap and he went straight through it. And you can see he is ecstatic about that score.
Yeah, look at this here. This is Hernandez working so hard here. He manages to go down. Lovely securing. He doesn't even need to throw the dummy because the defense is shifting so wildly.
Yeah, the defense was just running back slowly. Slow running, back turned on the attacking side. And, he took advantage and just ran through it.
Yeah, there's some big hits coming from the Sri Lankan boys like Gunaratne. But, a couple big hits can't be all that you do in a game. Ooh, and that's the halftime hooter. You would have heard it there at home. So this will be the last kick. Matthews should get this over. And indeed he does. So score going into the halftime here. Philippines 15, Sri Lanka 10. We'll join you after the halftime break. for more exciting rugby in this Asia Rugby Championship Division 1.
你来关一下。诶，这也锁了。
So we're about to come back from our half-time break here in this first game of the Asia Rugby Championships Division 1 tournament here in Taipei, Taiwan. On the field we have Philippines and Sri Lanka, with Philippines leading Sri Lanka 15 points to 10. What were some of your highlights of the half, Ruan?
Well, 2 tries scored there from the Philippines, which is good. Some good mauls from both teams. Something from the first half is it has been a little bit scrappy, but I think if they can pull it together, they have so much to offer if they can keep ball in hand. As you see, some of the schools coming out here to the Taipei Municipal Stadium on this Wednesday afternoon. Oh, and that little boy there with the ball that's bigger than him. He's just a little bit too slow to take it on the field. I think he might join there.
Maybe in a few years. So the kickoff coming here from Sri Lanka. They're a little bit eager, which is perhaps a good indicator for them. They gave up the ball a little bit too much in the first half here. So we have our kickoff. There's still a player down, I believe. So a nice high hoist there. Oh, it's Berry under the ball. He managed to slip past a tackler, gets taken down to the ground. The Philippines are over at the Volcanoes with a pick and drive, and they set another ruck. It looks like it's going to be perhaps another pick and drive. No, Berry pushes the forwards in. He looks like he might want to hoist it up. Yeah, and he does. It's a fairly decent chase there. But Fogarty leaves it completely alone. Odd. Perhaps the ball goes out there to Stevenson. He's brought down. Nice quick shift there. They pass it left again. The Philippines are playing at a speed of knots. This time it goes left to one of their three-man forward pods. He managed to shrug off the first defender, takes it down. Nice quick recycle again. Another forward pod. Looks like they're playing the 1-3-3-1 attacking formation here. Ball out to Matthews. Then we go to Stevenson, but the defensive line is up quick. Stevenson managed to spin out of the tackle. Nice offload there for Berry. He managed to knock it back after juggling a little bit. Some basketball skills at hand from the short man. Immediately he's back at the back of the ruck there. Nice big forwards ready to take it forward. Gunaratne running up from Sri Lanka, the big Sri Lankan captain. But the Philippines recycling it quick. It looks like there's a Sri Lankan man over it. He seems to be off his feet, so it's fine. Beautiful hands there from the Philippine players. Even though that tackle seemed a little bit high, it's okay. Fogarty passes it out. Stevenson, he's right up against the touchline. Rudder is there on his outside, but not an option. Berry passes it back inside. Nice first channel line there from the Philippines. Berry's at the back there. The ball, Sri Lanka has managed to slow down the ball. They've set their defense. Nice, really solidly. Seems to be a couple gaps there. Matthews is attacking one of the gaps. Fogarty with a nice inside line there with Matthews manages to give. It's going to be a nice, another pass there. I thought perhaps a pick and drive. First channel ball. Beautiful quick stuff. Olivier manages to bounce off the first tackler. The Philippines, it's scrappy, but they're over. And Fogarty, beautiful attacking line. And there we go. What's that, 10, 12 phases and a nice easy try. What do you say, Ruan de Vet?
What an amazing start to the second half. Starting like they actually started the game. First try was in the first minute, and now it took them 2 minutes to score the next one. It's just phase after phase of attacking and attacking. Gaps will open up, and this is exactly what happens when you keep ball in hand.
Yeah, just relentless attack like that. You cannot stop it. Bar a turnover or an accident from the Philippines, it seems like that's how they should be playing. With that quick recycled ball, it looks like the Sri Lankan team are a little bit slower getting to the breakdown than they were in the first half, and perhaps the Volcanoes are going to capitalize.
Probably a good speech from the coach halftime, saying, "Boys, we have to start this game we have to start this second half like we started the game," and good, positive play from the start from the Philippines, and a great try.
Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful try. Matthews with the kick. This should be fairly simple for a man of his talents. Nice and easy over. So Philippines immediately just right up there on the scoreboard now, 22 points to 10. And in the space of about 4 minutes of game time, because they scored just before the halftime break and just after the halftime break, the game has taken a massive swing from the Philippines being behind to them being 12 points ahead.
Yeah, if we go on stats, we would say the Philippines has had 100% of possession in the second half.
Yeah, this is true. Let's see what Sri Lanka can muster, but the stats aren't going to change at this point. Philippines set a maul here, the Volcanoes, but there's crossing, setting a maul behind some players. Sri Lanka are appealing for the ball back. There's our main man, Marisanka himself, pointing around the field. They're pointing for the line. It looks like they don't want to go for poles, and because they feel that, yes, here we go, they're going for the line. They feel that they need to score a try. Perhaps they're falling into the trap that the Volcanoes are setting.
Yeah, in the first half, they scored a try from a similar position, just on the opposite side of the field. So I would assume they're going with the maul again. It worked for them in the last half, and don't fix something if it's not broken.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's right. It looks like we've had some changes. I see De Silva there, the replacement prop. Perhaps an indicator that, yeah, they're going to drive, and they're happy to keep it in their forwards and drive all day. A beautiful maul that's set. They just start needing to take it forward. The ball is, it's down. The maul has collapsed. Legally, though, the referee says, a lot of pressure from the Philippines defense. They are defending the same way they're attacking, ferociously. They're going to pump it left this time. Manages to keep his feet there, but there's not a lot of sort of immediate support there. Oh, amazing how he manages to hold on there, even though he was juggling that ball in the tackle. And somehow Sri Lanka are 2 meters out. They have a ruck 2 meters out. Is this Madhusankar again? He's trying to take it over the line, but he's brought down. Nice quick recycled ball would do wonders here. Give it to Gunaratne. Oh no, instead it's a dummy from Weeraratne, but he doesn't manage it. He doesn't manage to get over. The referee decrees that there's been some foul play or an offside, and we have a penalty.
Well, we've had more action in the last 5 minutes than we had in the whole first half. Good play there from Sri Lanka as well. Again, if you keep ball in hand, you will make meters, and so on. Unfortunately for them, the ruck collapsed. Sri Lanka going for the scrum here. What do you think of that, James?
They were under a lot of pressure in the scrum in the first half, so it seems an interesting decision. But like I said, they have brought on De Silva as a replacement prop, so perhaps they feel he'll have a big impact. Let's see. I think talk is cheap. Time will tell, as my old rugby coaches used to say. We're right near ready to feed. Oh, but an early engagement. That is an absolute gift for the Volcanoes. The Sri Lankan coaching team must be smashing their heads against the replacement box there. Absolute frustration.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Sri Lanka, managing to make it all the way to 2 meters from the try line and then just losing it. Tap there, back to the fly half.
Absolutely no pressure on Matthews, so he's able to clear it very easily. Sri Lankan player, classic little bit of gamesmanship. It's Weeraratne, a true scrum off, trying to convince the linesman that he's been too generous with the territorial game there.
And we actually do know this linesman, I think. I think this was the referee from last year's under-19.
Oh, it's true.
Asia Cup, yes. The one who speaks multiple languages and could communicate with most teams in their native tongue.
Yeah, and amazing. So we've got some amazing referees in this part of the world. Truly fortunate to have such professional referees officiating the game. Oh, a little bit of tape here. Nothing like holding your boots together with a bit of brown tape.
Yeah, and playing on a wet field is not going to help the boots, the strength of your boots as well. And it's still another game coming on Saturday.
Yeah, it's true. And with the Taiwan International Tens tournament being played on this field, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on the grounds in the next few days. A nice little ball up to the front there, popped down for Weeraratne, shoots a beautiful dummy, and he's through. He's got a man on his outside, he's got to ship it. There's a terrible pass from a scrum off. Looks like Big De Silva manages to take contact though. Weeraratne manages to pass it out there. We do have Madhuwanta, the number 10. He's back on the field. Looks like he was held in the tackle, but called not. He managed to get back up to his feet. Weeraratne is... no, it's not. It's not Weeraratne. It's Madhusankar, who takes it into contact. Weeraratne passes it out here. Wijayasinghe is brought down. They're very, very flat in attack. This is a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, they are very flat. There's a cross
And
kick there.
Man on wide. Oh, that's terribly unfortunate bounce because he was in space. If that kick had just held up a little bit more or been a little bit more generous with the bounce, a certain try coming in.
Very unlucky bounce there for Sri Lanka. That was a definite try if that went to hand. But again, Sri Lanka's putting pressure on the Volcanoes.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I can't believe how much space he was in there out wide. Perhaps the green on his shoulders forming a little bit of camouflage against the field. But the Philippines are bashing it up the middle with their forwards. It's going to shoot out the back there, and Fogarty will clear.
Again, not as much pressure as you would expect, especially being so close to the line.
Yeah, you'd think there's a little bit more pressure. They were set up in a position to chase, but didn't seem to follow through. Explains why that kick spiraled so far wide. It looks like Fogarty's got a bit of a cramp there. And look at this another big man on the side there, ready to stake his claim and tear this turf up. Yeah, some substitutes warming up. That's the big number 18, Simon Gabianshian. It looks like he's ready to take the field. A few players from the Philippines on their backs here. There's two of them down. Medical staff attending to one seem to have forgotten about the other. But, now the medical staff are splitting duties, seeing if they can mix it up.
We have a couple of players there on the ground cramping up already, 15 minutes in.
It's only 10 minutes into the second half, and a lot of players look like they're under a lot of strain on this field. I think the nerves and the kind of caginess of the first half took it out of them. They're starting to play a little bit more level-headed rugby here, perhaps. And there's you might have seen the brown tape being used again there. It's nothing like the good old brown tape. This is Fogarty still receiving attention here. It looks like his hammy's being stretched out. I hope it's just a cramp, but he's been down for a few minutes. Surely the referee's going to just tell him they need to keep playing.
Yeah, he's out of the area of play, and there they go. Lineouts happening. They still have a player on the floor. So Sri Lanka should capitalize on this. They should really go for it. They have an extra player on the field.
Oh, lovely pass out the back there, and they got men out wide here. Oh, but that's two passes in this one phase that have gone behind the player. They've managed to hold on to both of them, so they've gone completely across the field, making zero ground. That's big Gunnar Ratne, who makes another big bashing run. He has been talismanic, the captain, for the Sri Lankans today.
Yeah, he has been really good today. He's been physical, taking it up without really going slow or going softly.
Lovely line. Terrible. Unfortunate on the kick there. It was a beautiful line there from the outside singer, Dinokumira Singer.
It almost seemed like the linesman had his flag out there for a different reason, because some of the Sri Lankan players were saying the player got hit after he kicked the ball. It was hit late, but the ref said that doesn't matter. They wouldn't have scored anyways. It went out.
The defender was holding his ground, I think. And Fogarty, you might be able to see him on the side of the field. He's still struggling with cramp there in his hammy. But the Philippines have the ball there. The big white Volcanoes have it. Berry's going to, a nice high kick, but it doesn't seem to have gone where he wanted. It's only about 10 meters ahead. Oh, but they've managed to take it back down. That's Coveney. So Berry passes out to Matthews. He's got another man on the outside here. He decides he doesn't need it, pops it up to Berry. It's a beautiful play after the tackle on the ground there. Matthews is brought down. We got some of the backs showcasing their rucking talent, but that's illegal ruckaging from the Sri Lankans, and we've got a penalty 40 meters out right in front of the poles here.
Yeah, it's good play. Sri Lanka was quick on that ball. The defense, the Philippine support was a little bit slow, but unfortunately it just went off his feet, and well, possible 3 points for the Philippines, and it will be up to 25-10.
Yeah, after a nice period of attacking play there from Sri Lanka, it's been turned around so quickly, and they're going to get another 3 points scored against them from Matthews here. Let's have another close look in detail. You see there, he's on his knees. He stands up again, but he was originally on his knees, and he's still lying on his back with his hands on the ball. That's obvious illegal play.
Yeah, not supporting his own body weight, and especially with the knee on the floor, that just gives it away.
Here we go. Fogarty's still struggling with that hammy. He keeps stretching it out. It seems like the medics have almost taken up a permanent spot on the pitch here. They're like his shadow at the moment. I've never seen anything like it. It's absolutely bizarre.
They were just following him around. It's like
it's like he's getting a yoga class in the back there. You can see the orange vested medics just hanging about with him. A nice strike from Matthews. And it's true. 3 points. 25 points to the Philippines, 10 points to Sri Lanka.
Yeah, 25 to 10. It's not like the Philippines have been dominating this game. They just use their opportunities better than Sri Lanka has done. And especially now in the second half, they kept ball in hand. And luckily, when they had like kicks, they managed to field it back and use it. We still have him on.
Yeah, Fogarty's got to leave the field now at this point. I think the referee's told him we've had enough here. He's had a good game, but he seems to be overwhelmed by his hamstring cramp, and his two buddies who've been shadowing him for the last 10 minutes are taking him off the field.
I think it's going to be a good rest for the medical staff as well now.
They've been running at the speed of the game.
Kickoff here from Sri Lanka. They would have to get this ball back. They're losing a little bit of a grip. 15 points difference.
Oh, Philippines have the ball there.
Okay, Philippines have the ball. Setting up a maul there. Dropping it and advantage. But Philippines did have the penalty advantage, and they do get the penalty. Hopefully when they go for line this time, they will make sure that they actually do kick it out. There we have, just slapping the ball out of the hand. Professional mistake there from a Sri Lankan player. So we have a line out here for the Philippines, almost right on the halfway mark.
Philippines retaining possession. Oh, but Sri Lanka with a beautiful steal there. It's knocked down Gunaratne. He takes contact, but he managed to throw it back. They're really keeping the ball alive here. Olivia manages to just bring down with a little bit of help. There we go. So Sri Lanka. Oh, another big bashing line from Gunaratne, the big captain. He's so powerful on his feet. Sri Lanka really spinning this ball out back. And that's a beautiful straight line from Wijesinha, but the offload is knocked back for the Philippines. They receive the ball and they've driven it downfield. It's just about the only time driving it down the field works. On a counter-attack there. A lovely high hoist. We'll see if the chase is worthy. And it bounces inside the field.
No one going for that ball there, James. No Sri Lankan players, no Volcano players. They just left it to bounce.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. So Fogarty's off and Boheni's on. Fogarty, of course, struggling with that hamstring. Just in case you were worried about him and his medical staff, they are giving him as much attention on the side of the field as they were on the field. It's another yoga class happening. Yeah. Lovely long ball, but it doesn't. Okay, it's been called straight. Hernandez taking his big Dothraki ponytail into the tackle there. Sri Lanka managing to bring these huge boys down. Berry keeps looking up. He is tempted to dart forward every time he gets the ball. But Kavani is also brought down by the Sri Lankan forwards who are coming across the field to defend. Here we go. This could be a repeat of what we saw earlier. Just phase after phase after phase. That would be the smart play. Let's see if the Philippines can hold that together. Oh, but Sri Lanka say no, and that's a lovely counter-ruck. Very technical. And they've managed to get over the ball. Not the best having your number 4 at scrum off.
But straight down the throat of Olivier there. He's going to have some time, but oh no, he just shanked it off the boot. And he made about 8 meters there. But luckily there for Sri Lanka. An aimless kick from Sri Lanka, and luckily for them, a poor kick there from Olivier.
You know, I think he's actually been a bit lucky for that to have been called kicked from inside the 22. Otherwise, he could have made 0 meters. But yeah, he looked a bit confused, as if he didn't know what to do with the ball, and he just made a poor choice, and it skewed off the left boot out.
He was under no pressure. He could have taken his time, but Some jitters. It always happens.
Oh, lovely. Sri Lanka getting some nice quick ball from the top of the... Sri Lanka getting some nice quick ball off the top of the line out. And beautiful straightened line, but he can't keep his feet. Oh, the ball's out. Boheni's got it, but he's pulled out the touch line. Oh. There's a lot of shouting. This is right near the Sri Lankan bench. And because of that, there's a lot of tension there. We get the medics getting involved again this time, just for a little bit of a hug and a check. Checking sure his eyebrow is intact.
It's just we have the athletic track here at the Taipei Municipal Stadium, and that hit put the replacement Boheni just on the athletic track and just getting a little bit riled up.
There we go. So the ball's knocked on by Boheni. Manages to hold on to it. And this tackle out. Oh, I'm not sure what they're upset about. It seems like a very accidental scrape against the top of the head, which might happen in a tackle.
And an immediate sorry there from Boheni, but the Sri Lankan players just coming and having some words there, which is obviously an accident.
Oh, well, you know, people get riled up. It's good to be riled up with the opposition, but Boheni seemed genuinely contrite for any chaos he might have caused there. I think he just wants the ball.
Yeah, he's just on the field. He just came on. He doesn't want to fight now. He wants to play first.
Yeah. Let's see. I think he wants to stake his claim and perhaps earn a spot in the starting lineup. Let's see what he can bring to the Philippines attack.
You think they're going to play safe here?
No, they're going to run it from the back of the line. But the Sri Lankans say no and manage to bring him down round about the same line as the scrum.
It seems like they just wanted to create a bigger angle there for the kick.
Smart. Matthews is back though. Oh, and once again, I think the ball's very slippery in hand. Very slippery in hand, because we've had quite a few balls dropped awkwardly onto the boot here. Taipei is known for its humidity, and that's probably what's happening.
Yeah, and we've had rain for a couple of days now, and we had to dry out the field this morning, actually. You can see the field starting to lift under where there were scrums, so it still has to be pretty wet down there.
It's always tough to play in conditions like that.
A better kick this way around, all the way up to the 10-meter line, and Philippine ball. So
Callahan's got to perform about his 15th throw of the game. He's been pretty solid. One skew throw, but the rest of them have been all won by his own team, which is something to say. Oh, as I say that, commentators curse. He overthrows the ball, but the Sri Lankans knock it on. Now the Volcanoes knock it on too, and we're going to come back for the original knock for a scrum.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that the ball is pretty wet down there. We have had a couple of knock-ons now in this game so far.
Look at that, just a little bit of a misread there. The Sri Lankans managed to get it back. It's tough to pick up the ball off your feet like that, and Madawantha is not quite able to. He's picked up some balls off the ground like that already, but he wasn't able to make it this time.
So as we had a couple of replacements now, we're going to see how solid the Philippine scrum is still, and if they're still really dominating it as they did the whole first half.
They were absolutely powerful in their first half. They seem to be powerful. Bird picks it up again. He seems happy to run from the back of the scrum. Very happy. Gunaratne is trying to get his hands over the ball, but he's not able to from a good clean there. Matthews ships it out the back there. This is Boheni with the ball, but he passes out to Olivia. It's out. Oh, he's got it out to Shepherd? Stevenson, sorry. Back to Boheni. They're moving slowly up the left flanks of the field here, but they are moving upfield. Matthews decides it's time to go to the boot. Lovely cross kick, fielded by Coveney there. He's got a man, he should offload. Probably a bit too far back there for Callahan, and he's brought down. Berry's there. And Matthews is a little bit unsure of what to do, so he passes it back to his forwards to run on the inside channel, on the outside channel there. If they can just play the game that they have been playing, and instead they don't even need to do that. A try has been awarded. Boheni with a lovely little ball to Stevenson, running a beautiful line. Perhaps from this angle looked a little bit suspect, but the referee's right there, and he can tell that that's a flat pass.
Yeah, it is a flat pass. I would
very
say.
flat.
Very, very flat pass that.
An incredibly flat pass, but a lovely line from Stevenson. And I think that's what we should be paying attention to. If you look, his man is looking at Boheni there, worried about the fact that he's got a huge piece of meat who could shift across and not watching his own play. And Stevenson managed to jog over the line fairly easily.
Yeah, this Philippine team, it's a really young team, and it's good to see them getting together in the second half and actually being able to play together and keep ball in hand, just gelling a little bit in the second half.
Unfortunately, it looks like we're seeing as Matthews lines up this kick, it looks like we're seeing a stretcher come onto the field for Madushan. The number 5 lock seems to have hurt his ankle, but perhaps he's oh no, the stretcher's off the field. He's up. He's healed. The power of a stretcher is amazing in the way that it can heal a player.
That is true. I think he decided, no, you know what, I still have a little bit left in me. And the kick there looks good. And it's over. And the Philippines are up now at 32 points to 10.
Yeah, they're really stretching a lead away here in a way that wasn't very clear early on. It looked like this was going to be tighter, and it's felt a lot tighter than 32 points to 10. Just that where the Philippines have scored, Sri Lanka has not.
Yeah, I wonder if fitness is maybe playing a role in the second half of the Sri Lankan team. They came in being one of the favorites, as they are ranked the top of the 4 teams playing in the world rankings. A good kickoff there, solid take, and Philippines secure the ball again. Right outside of their 22. Good box kick there, went up high. You see they're going up for the ball. Unfortunately, no one getting it, and it goes out. Sri Lankan ball, Sri Lankan line out.
All right, a nice ball in there, but it's been knocked back by the Philippines. Madusanka not quite able to chase it. The Philippines have the ball inside their own 10-meter. It looks like we've got the replacement scrum off to Castro on the field. He's passing out. Matthews receives. He gets it out. Boheni's got the ball. Shifts out to Olivier. He's got Coveney on his inside, but Boheni's there too. Coveney manages to make the pass. There's a lot of space. That's Rudder. He's keeping it. They're juggling the ball. They're playing almost basketball here, the Philippines. They seem to have a lot of options, and if they ship it right, they have plenty of space. But instead, Matthews tries to drive it down the field. Coveney's chasing. He's chasing. He's got a man on him, but the ball beats them both and just rolls out. That was incredibly close to the line. It even bounced back into field there.
Yeah, Philippines really picking up the pace at this point. They feel like they can put up a big score here today. And the Sri Lankan players just slowly getting to the line out. Good kick there, managed to make a couple of meters, but almost score a try from it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they might have done a bit better if they held ball in hand. They had about a 4-man overlap, and they have the speed there. It was the Sri Lankan forward standing on the left side there, just looking a bit tired. And a mismatch is Rugby 101 for how to score a try.
No, most definitely. Sri Lanka going down with the mole here, trying to get just a little bit out of their dead zone, giving some space there to the fly half to kick it out. Good mole, still going. Nice structure there, nice and tight.
So we've got the replacement scrum off on your
Hapu Gudage.
Kudage. He manages to kick it nice and high, fielded by Coveney. A lot of pressure there on Olivier. He manages to stay on his feet, but he's held in the tackle. Okay, but it's allowed. Bird just picks it up. He's running straight. That's a big man running up the field. He's looking for support.
Hernandez.
Gets it away to Hernandez with that lovely big ponytail. The ball is not out of the ruck with the Sri Lankan man coming around the side, so he's deemed offside. Penalty to the Philippines, 10 meters out from the line. There's some big physical hits here. Nice. Oh, and it's a quick take. Coveney gets over the line. He's not being watched. He gives thanks. But nice and easy try for him.
Sri Lanka just not switched on there on defense. They didn't even look at the player. He had a quick tap. No one got to him and ran through. He could have gone left. There was an overlap as well. They were just backs turned towards the attacking team and just not focused at all at this point.
Yeah, it seems like Sri Lanka are really showing their power on attack. And look at the size of Coveney. He's cut his sleeves in order to fit his biceps into that. That is a large, large man.
That's the problem. I usually have to make my sleeves smaller. But he's lucky enough cutting open the sleeves to actually fit in his arms. But good boy, good big player. As you can see, quick tap, running, backs turned towards. Two players on one, he still manages to get through. Well done.
Very good awareness from him. You'll notice how he went directly behind the referee where he'd made the mark. That's intelligent play. I think a couple worrying signs for Sri Lanka now, despite the scoreboard. But for the rest of the tournament, a little bit worrying the way we're seeing people shout at each other.
Yeah, we still have 14 minutes to go. This can turn into a really, really big score if the Sri Lankan team doesn't pull it together.
I mean, they look so dangerous on attack, but they've lost all impetus to defend. And it's like they're not interested in defending, only in attacking. And that keeps Matthews record intact. We just want to remind you, with 14 minutes to go, coming up next we have Singapore playing the local team here from Taiwan, Chinese Taipei. That's at 7 p.m. local time.
Yeah, excited for the game coming up next as well. So you should check in definitely at 7 p.m. local Taipei time. Good take there in the air from the Philippines. Good secure ruck. Hernandez there at the back. Box kick there. It's a good chase going up and fielding it as well. Fantastic work there. Unfortunately put out to touch, but fantastic work there from the Philippine team. They've been doing really well under the high ball tonight.
So Coveney does well to retain possession, but unfortunately standing right beside him, he's got Gunaratne, who says, "This is what would have happened if I was there when you tried to score," and he manhandles him into touch.
And talking about Gunaratne, he is only 23 years old. Captain of this Sri Lankan team, and an absolute unit he is. And he had a really good game so far.
No, he's had a wonderful game. It looks like James Crook has come onto the field. All the Sri Lankan players are just kind of almost trying to showcase their own skill here. Another little chip kick. You can't help but feel they've got to keep the ball in hand if they want to score some points and bring the scoreline to anything more respectable. Anything that shows their true ability, rather. Oh, a lovely low tackle there. Doesn't manage to wrap his arms, but it's all right. The Philippines have a lot of men to the left. Hernandez is hungry for the ball, though, and runs a good line into contact. Gunaratne brings him down. And there's a man over the ball there, so Hernandez is holding on. So if you'll watch here, this is just a little bit different from what Coveney did. You'll notice that the Sri Lankan man here takes the tap from just in front of the referee, and the key is to take it just behind the mark if you want to take a nice quick tap.
You have to catch the referee and the opposing team off guard.
Well, Hernandez looks like he's struggling, and you can see all the dirt that's being churned up on that pitch with the mud that's appearing on the players. It's a little bit slippery underfoot.
Yeah, it seems like Hernandez is also cramping up. He has had a busy game tonight. He has been solid on defense, solid on the rucking, securing balls, having some good runs. So after about 17 minutes of playing as a flanker, doing all of that, I would have cramped up about an hour ago.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. We have seen the flick of that ponytail all over the field today. Just a little violent flick as he enters the tackle. Look at that hanging down low. That's a glorious piece of hair.
That is a glorious piece of hair, and that thing has been flicking. Sri Lanka going for the maul here. That has worked for them a couple of times. Good solid structure, getting some momentum now. Unfortunately taken down.
So Gunarat has got the ball. It's taken down 5 meters from the line. Sri Lanka are going to do a little pick and drive, trying to keep it strong, but it looks like Bird is there. He's going to try hold it up. I'd venture to say, he's managed to get it over the line. Even though Bird tries to get his arms under the ball, he is not strong enough. And the Sri Lankans score a try finally after many, many visits into the opposition 22 and into the opposition 5-meter line.
Yeah, good pickup there. Was a little bit upright, but good solid support there from his teammates, and managed to get it over and managed to get it towards his left to the ground. The referee was in the right position. From where I sat, it looked like it was held up, but obviously I'm not on the field. So the ref was in a good position. He saw that try being scored.
Yeah, you were a kicking coach for 6 years, but not a referee.
Not a referee. I have refed some games of some elementary schools, and I had some parents complain afterwards. So that's something of the past.
I think you stick to commentating then.
Yeah, that seems better.
Better for everyone, right? So just a reminder that Philippines look like they're set to be the winners of this.
Unfortunately, missed the kick there, but I think Sri Lanka getting some good, positive emotions out of that last try. Hopefully, they can just keep it going for the last 10 minutes, end on a good note, and take it from there.
Yes. So just a reminder that the winner of this game is going to play against the winner of the game later on tonight on Saturday. The losing teams will play each other too for the Asian Championships Division 1.
Yeah, some exciting rugby coming up this week. Good take there from number 8 from Sri Lanka. I would assume Sri Lanka is going to run this. They want to end on a good note. They want to score again. They want to come and take something positive out of this match. Good, solid rucking and defending the ball there. Ball goes out again. Good play to the right.
Yeah, they've got men out wide there. What's he able to do? Olivier comes up with a nice crunching tackle there. Ball shifted left again. Beautiful line from Gunaratne. Although he skipped, got to swing it out. They've got men, but he's going to straighten. He's isolated and he's brought down. The Sri Lankan attack gets over there to secure the ball. They've got to shift it out right. They've got men out right there. Okay, so they're up for the first channel attack there, and it's turned over. That was James Crook, the reserve prop who's come on, who managed to just rip it out in the tackle. Boheni clears the ball further upfield, bouncing inside before it rolls into the touchline. We have a Sri Lankan line out about almost 40 meters out, 35 meters out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they did lose the ball. There was a turnover, but they have been playing more positively, and you know, after that try, it just puts them in a better position and makes them feel like, listen, we can still make something of this game. And that's what they're trying to do. So luckily they have the ball now, and they're definitely going to run, I assume.
Yeah, I hope they run it. They really are looking exciting when they have the ball in hand. Here they are brought down. Another ruck. The forwards are just standing around there idle. So it's going to have to be the backline who make this happen. He's brought it out wide. Oh, and that is a serious show of speed. But Boheni absolutely tracks him down. Did you see that inside-outside? I hope we get an opportunity to see that again. There was a ridiculous display. There we go. Look at that. He just says, no, Olivier. And he goes outside. That was Priyaratna. The man has wheels on him.
Yeah, that was a good run around Olivier.
I just thought he was going to get absolutely crunched by the big man of the big number 15. But it was not to be, because Priyaratne is quick.
Sri Lankan ball. Setting out to the midfield now, taking it up again. Good meters. Unfortunately, the offload not to hand, but they still managed to get it back. Then we have some numbers here on the left.
But no one's chasing up. We've got a big forward. Forwards love to hang out on the wing like that. Especially the tighter the forward, the further to the touchline he stands. Crunching tackle. Philippines managed to field it. They pick it up. He's got men outside him, but he's not able to make the pass. Here we have Callahan taking it up into the midfield. He's brought down. We're setting a ruck. There's 3 men out right, 3 men out left. Olivier, a gentle little handoff. Can't keep the ball alive. Oh, and that's a knock-on. We'll come back for the knock-on. Sri Lankan ball put into the scrum. This has been a real game of set pieces here. Would have hoped to have seen perhaps some training ground moves being played out here with all the set pieces.
From all the set pieces, I really haven't seen one proper textbook backline, inside, outside, dummy, wrap around, any move so far. But it has been quite an intense second half. There were so many turnovers. It is impossible to set up correctly to do any structured play that you had on the training field.
Yeah, it's true. I think the best examples of kind of like exciting play have come from quick ball being recycled quickly at the rucks. And just outwitting the defense by having just an overlap. I think most of the points have been scored in this manner.
As we're reaching the last 5 minutes of this game, not as intense in the first half, but the second half really picked up and has been a very entertaining second half so far. And we still have 5 minutes left. There is a lot that can happen in this next 5 minutes.
Oh, and that's a nice pass there. Beautiful pass. As a good friend of mine once, Robbie Lannon, used to say, the faster the pass, the harder the tackle. But he's been brought down. It looks like the ball's not going to come out there. Oh no, they've managed to field it out just to prove me wrong. Gunaratne, that must be his 15th run of the game. He's just been absolutely frightening to behold.
Yeah, he has been solid for the team. And another aimless kick going up, fielding the ball but knocking it on offside. Luckily they did have advantage, but you would like to see them just absolutely run it at the Volcanoes if they do have an advantage instead of some aimless kicking.
I wonder, do you think they're going to kick to the line here?
I would. 39-15, yeah, I would go to the line, maybe set up that maul again. It has worked for them twice now.
It's 2 tries they've got off the maul, it's true.
And that was a brilliant kick. They're about 7 meters out from the try line now. A good attacking position for Sri Lanka, and hopefully they can finish this game with another score.
Yeah, it would be nice to see to kind of, I think it would be a better representation of how close this game has been at times. There was that 20 minutes after the half-time where all these points were scored and the Philippines just really racked up that massive scoreline. Gunaratne there, he's just absolutely not interested in going to ground, but eventually brought down by 3 men. And the ball's got to be sent out quickly. They've got men outright. It's got to go. It's absolutely got to go. Simple draw and pass would do here. They opt for the forwards. They're almost at the line. There we go. Almost at the line if the ball comes out. But slow ball is the enemy of the attacking team. But they're happy for it slow. All the forwards are getting white line fever here. They're desperate to get their name on the international try scorers list. Here we go. Look at him. He's hungry. He's going. He's nodded. No, he's short. But he's down on the ground. They've got to let him place.
Held up.
Held up.
Yeah, you would think they should have gone wide there at the start. Get quick ball. It's really slow ball. And the Philippines have done well on slowing the ball down as well.
This is the second time Sri Lanka have opted for a scrum on the 5-meter. Last time, of course, they were pinged for an early engage, which was really disappointing for them. And it looks like the Philippines are clearing their bench now, getting all their players coming onto the field. So that's we've got Feeney taking the field as well as Mitsuhashi for the last 3 minutes of play.
Yeah, the squad of 26, there's about 10 players of the Philippines who are able to make their debut of the 26 squad that they brought over. 10 players to make their debut during this championship, so a young team there from the Philippines. Let's see what Sri Lanka can do with this ball. 2.5 minutes before the end of the game. I would assume they're going to try and do a pushover scrum, but unfortunately it has been a difficult part for them as the Volcanoes have a solid scrum.
My prediction here is try in the right corner.
Try in the right corner. I'm going to center field this time.
Gunaratne is going to pick it. He goes. First man he brushes off, second man down. If the forwards can get out the way, we can get the ball out quickly from Hapugurage. No, but the forwards are saying it's our chance now, buddy. They've scored the tries so far, and they want to continue scoring the tries.
I understand the pickup and drives. I just think it should happen a little bit quicker. Do not give the Philippines a chance to reset their defensive line, to get around that ruck. It's quick, pick up and drive, and get some players inside. There they go for the pod to the right. It seems like they may have advantage again. Good meters made there.
Got to shift it out. Getting a little bit emotionally involved here. Got to shift it out. That wing has got to be absolutely frigid out wide there. He is in so much space. He's lonely. Pass it. No, he steps back inside, runs back towards his forwards. Surely the objective of forwards of using all these forward pods is to create quick ball, but instead they just seem to be slowing it down.
Yeah, the winger on the right had so much available space there. They just should have sent it down. And then the Philippine defense is up so quickly. Penalty to the Philippines. Quick take there. Going to the left.
So the referee's brought it back.
Yeah, it seems like
because there's
of
an
the
injured
injury.
player.
Yeah.
It's tough to see who's down there from this far away. But the referee's turned time off here for the last 40 seconds of play. We would all like to see some points scored in the last couple of minutes of this game. Here we go. So we've got another penalty 5 meters out. Will they opt for another scrum?
The scrum is under so much pressure, but they go for the scrum again.
So this hasn't worked very well twice for them now, but they're insistent that this tactic will eventually work.
Consistent play there from them. But I think maybe they should just go wide now from the scrum. Try something else. But definitely keep the ball in hand.
I think you'll find the backline players are just desperate for the ball. They have more men out there, seeing as the left wing has pulled himself all the way into play. Short arm penalty.
Quick tap and go probably. Yeah, there we go.
Gunnar Rutner,
Oh,
he's
and
over.
what a hit. Fantastic physical play there from him after an absolutely amazing game.
He's a big, fleshy individual, isn't he? A fleece police, as we'd say in South Africa.
Yeah, exactly that. It's a good finish there for Sri Lanka, and especially from him as well. He has had a solid game, and he deserves it probably the most of anyone on that field.
Nice quick tap from right behind the ref. Says, "Not today, son," and he gets over that line. So they've clawed back some points here, and this kick hopefully will go over and bring the score back to 22 points to 39.
We see Hernandez there just saying, you know what, congratulations, that's a good one, having a smile on the face, ending the game on a good note.
Yeah, a lot of these Sri Lankan boys have played incredibly hard all game. So this will be the final kick of the game. Nice and easy. So who would you call your man of the match here, Ron?
I would have to go, for my man of the match, I would have to go with Gunnar Rutner. I know he's on the losing squad, but he just had an amazing team, an amazing game, and his defense and attack and everything was really solid today. And yours, James? I'm
gonna stick with the winning team here, and I'm gonna say Tim Berry. I think he did absolutely well. He really provided a lot of quick service to the Philippine backline. I think that turned out to be the major difference between these two teams today.
You will have a chance next week to catch these on Saturday to catch these two teams in action again. So at 7 o'clock we will have Chinese Taipei versus Singapore, our last fixture for tonight. Philippines 39, Sri Lanka 22. James?
Yes, thank you very much. We'll see you back at 7 in 30 minutes.